This hasn't been my first time being homeless. It's definitely been the longest.
Homeless single mother living in a hotel with a 4-year-old.
One of me prepping to be homeless.
Talk about how I went from a good job, a 3-bedroom house in the suburbs, to homeless and jobless.
Have a little bit of assistance.
She said you can continue to post, but don't post any of the common areas.
On why I am homeless and living in my car.
Let's talk about how easy it is to be homeless because it could easily be you.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now, before we get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
What's going on?
So I'm basically homeless in New York. I moved here a little over a month ago and I'm subleasing an apartment. And like my original plan was to get another sublease for September to December. Like essentially my plan was basically to just digital nomad. But to be honest, like I don't know if that's the right decision anymore. Time is running out and I'm starting to get so stressed. Like I don't know what to do and I don't know what the right decision is. So please, 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 like if you have any advice on this, let me know.
Wow. So you decided to become a digital nomad after you moved to New York, wherever you were from. I don't know if you were from out of the country, but whatever state or country you were from, you should have been a digital nomad there first. What are you thinking? It's crazy.
This hasn't been my first time being homeless. It's definitely been the longest and like the realest.
I wonder why.
The grittiest. So just for some background, I'm Claire and I'm 25 years old and we are currently 5 months homeless.
Man, 5 months. Why are you being homeless so long? Like, you haven't planned emergency savings by now? You haven't figured something out? At least save enough money so it doesn't happen again? I'm sorry. I couldn't go through that. I would rather live somewhere else where it's cheaper. That's just how I think. If it's an expensive city I'm in and I can go live somewhere that's very inexpensive to not be homeless, I'm going to live there. I'm sorry, I think different than a lot of people, but any smart person would do the same.
Homeless single mother living in a hotel with a 4-year-old. Y'all, we still in the hotel, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? God will never put you somewhere that you cannot handle it. And yes, we are in a different hotel because the other hotel definitely got mad expensive. So I definitely like this hotel. It's a cheaper one.
Man, it's sad.
So why I don't like my college, they actually made me and a lot of other people homeless last year when they kicked everybody out of their housing. And they kicked us out and said go home, and I was like, well, I don't have a family, I don't have a home to go back to, and they're like, too bad. Didn't give me a refund until months later. It was 1/10 the cost that they gave me back. I didn't have enough money to rent anywhere in the United States, and they kicked us out, didn't give us anything.
To day one of me prepping to be homeless. Yes, I said prepping, we're not homeless yet, but it's going to happen. And I have the privilege of being prepared for this. So this is day one. I have no family help or support, so I guess I have to look elsewhere. I'm going to spend the rest of my night looking at storage units for all my things. I have to book our hotel, so yeah. I debated even making this video. Like, this is an extremely vulnerable thing for me to tell God knows how many strangers.
Yeah, she says she's gonna spend all night looking for storage units. How about you live in that storage unit? I've so many people do it. I'm not saying that it's completely legal. I'm sure it is. I'm sure they can't really arrest you for it. But yeah, if you get caught, just go out. But why not just live in your storage unit? That's what I'll be trying to do. I've known people to do that in the past, to be honest. I've known people to say, look, it's more cheaper for me to live in a storage unit. I'm going to go move there. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Story time on how I became homeless by choice. Living in Florida and everything that I went through was a very, very stressful situation for me. It honestly gave me PTSD, and I hate Florida. But yeah.
Take out a knife and start swinging. I'm wrong. Ah! This is the shit that's gonna do me in, because I can't handle this. I cannot look mean enough. I can't be enough of a bitch to get this through people's heads, to get them to take a hint. I don't want to talk to you.
Yo, being homeless sucks. But the worst part is not the exposure to extreme heat and cold. It's not the food struggle. It's not the treacherous terrain. It's not the public transit or the even racist drivers that sometimes I feel like are actually trying to hit me. No, the worst part is these crusty, dusty ass men who will not leave me alone.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I wake up this morning and this man comes and sits in the which I noticed he'd been like wandering around the park. Then he comes to sit at the bench next to me, trying to talk to me. I ignore him. He's like, oh yeah, don't worry about me. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I feel bad for thinking like, please don't sit here. You know what I mean? That don't last long, because he starts immediately asking me if I need, oh, do you need some toiletries? Do you need a cigarette? No, I don't need nothing from you. I pass back out, wake back up 2 hours later. This is still here, still trying to talk to me. And I'm still like, no, please leave me alone.
So when offering me random didn't work, he starts passing by me close enough for me to hear, oh, I got $100 for you. I'm trying to give you some money. I got $100 for you. I'm like, I would rather die than find out what you want me to do for that $100. Okay? So then he walks away again. I start packing my up to go. He comes back again. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna leave you alone after this. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm like, do you promise? He's like, yeah, I promise. I was like, great, start now. He's like, oh, what'd you say? Start now. I said, yes, start now. Please leave me alone. He goes, oh, well, you ain't even hear what I'm trying to say. I said, no, I'm not trying to hear what you have to say. I want you to leave me alone. He goes, oh, you got an attitude. I said, you right, I got an attitude. Leave me the alone. He's like, you ain't even hear what I'm trying to talk about. He's like, oh, you don't even know what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to spend some money with you. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you trying to do. Leave me the fuck alone. And at that point, he finally walks away.
I'm not even mad at her. I'm not mad at her. He tried to come at her creep style and slut her out. He did. It was another man. If another man wrote up on a different guy, probably a little younger, it may have worked. Yep. She fronting. Let the right guy did that. You already know, guys. You already know. Let the right guy have walked up on her. It's probably some old creep. It probably was. Let the right guy, let a guy my age or a guy like me walk up on her and talk that talk. She's going. She's going. And that's exactly why guys are mad now. But no, seriously though, I see why she did what she did. That was a whole different situation. She's homeless. She, and also too, the guy, didn't have the right equipment, the face and everything to go with it, or charisma. He didn't have it, and she didn't like it.
Let's talk about how I went from a good job, a 3-bedroom house in the suburbs, to homeless and jobless in less than 30 days. I've been living in the same house for 4 years, and with the economy, landlords see that they can get more money for the houses. So after 4 years, it was time to renew my lease. And on December 1st, my landlord said that they were doubling the rent. So with doubling the rent, they determined that I would not income qualify for the price that they were wanting for the house, and they were not going to continue with renewing my lease. I think because we just get so comfortable in our life, and we're just doing the same thing. So I know, especially for me, you know, growing up, we experienced a lot of homelessness, a lot of issues, and it's always just meant a lot to me to make sure my kids have security. So I stick with things longer than I should. That includes jobs. This employer I knew did not have my best interests at heart, or any of the associates' best interests at heart, but I stuck it out for my kids.
Hello, everybody. I have a favor. If I could have a little bit of assistance. I lost my job a while back, and I've been filling out applications and stuff, but time is ticking, and I'm going to lose my place in a few days, and I have nowhere to go. My mom is 5 hours away from me, so I can't just go home. I'm too far away, and I don't have any cash to go home. So I was just, if anybody could assist me, that would be great. This is embarrassing enough asking, but I'm in survival mode. I have to do what I gotta do, and I have 2 cats. I have 2 cats I have to take care of. So if anybody could assist me and my cats, and we can look for somewhere to go, or I can try to get back home, or anything, that would be great.
Seriously, call your mother. Instead of I wouldn't even made that video. Seriously, I would have called my mother first and tried that first, then make the video. Seriously. Because your mother, if you tell your mother what happened, right, the steps you took, she's probably going to say, why didn't you call me first, baby? You know, Big Mama, why you should have called me first. You know, Big Mama always going to take care of Big. Or she may have said, you better not call me. You know how it goes. It can go either or, right? But still, she said to get back home, right? That's what she said. Get the money to get back home. So of course you call Big Mama first, because she probably would have helped you, or call someone in your family, call an uncle, call somebody who can stand you. Because I get it. Sometimes family can't stand you. That could be a situation. But call anybody that can stand you, and instead of getting on the internet. But you probably already ran that up. So a person like me is going to see you making this video and go, why didn't you contact those people? That's just what I'm going to be thinking. I can't help you. Because I can't help you. Some people you can't help.
So yesterday, I get a call from the director. But anyways, the lady that called me yesterday, she said she's the director of the shelter. She said, you can continue to post, but don't post any of the common areas. Only post your things and your room.
TikTok indeed.
That was it. So I'm being told that I have to vacate the premises by tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning with all of my kids. Not even like giving me a couple days to figure this stuff out. Like I was at work when all this happened, and y'all already know I'm already on a final with my job. I'm already at risk of losing my job. So now I just had to call my job and explain to them while I'm hysterical, can't take calls, trying to figure out where my kids is about to lay their heads at, over people having miscommunication and then not everybody being on the same page. Huh? Today, I'm at work and I get a note under my door and it says you need to vacate the premises by 10 a.m. I start breaking down because I'm like, what rules did I break?
That need to be said again and again with fierce conviction.
Director of the shelter. She said you can continue to post, but don't post any of the common areas.
I didn't do anything.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of women that's gonna happen to, especially if you were in a home or in a shelter. I think she was in a shelter. TikTok, just leave it alone. A lot of women are getting fired because of it. As you see now, kicked out of shelters. TikTok is a dangerous drug. It's like out here in 2015, a lot of people on Shabu. I seen kids losing their mind over it, banging on cars. Happened to me, but I've also seen crack in the 80s, and I grew up in the 80s, so yeah, I saw it. It was horrific. But that's her with TikTok and all these other women. Stop the TikTok. Just throw the app away. You shouldn't have made this video. Seriously, I'm being dead serious. Throw the app away because it's ruining it. A lot of you women are being ruined by it. You're not making money, or you may be making money on TikTok, but you don't go at it enough to actually be consistent. So it hurts you, right? You got to be consistent with anything you're doing, and you ruin yourself.
Let's talk about how easy it is to be homeless and why you shouldn't judge because it could easily be you. So for the longest time, just like any, regular, like early 20s, teenager, I was living with my mom, and, I was staying with her. I had my own room, own bathroom, and we were moving. We were moving in November of 2022. So our lease was up for our apartment that we were currently at, so we were moving to another apartment. So before my mom could sign the new lease for the new apartment, she was hospitalized, and that's when she had passed. When she had passed, and I, was living with my mom, like most kids, most young adults. Like, I was living with my mom. So when she died, and obviously, like, I couldn't afford a 2-bedroom 2-bath apartment, and I couldn't take on the responsibility. I was then left in a situation where I had nowhere to go.
How old are you?
I don't have family outside of my mom. Like, me and my mom, like, we were our only family. So when it came to figuring out where I was gonna live when she had passed, I was homeless. I was put in a homeless situation.
Get a job.
And overnight. Like, overnight. Like, I was excited to move in to my new place. I was ready to, decorate. And just like that, I was homeless.
You can't make it up.
Overnight. And I never thought it was going to be me. I never thought I was going to be in that situation until I was.
Yeah, I know what happened with her. She was caught up in being raised by mother only. She had no discipline. I was lucky enough to have my father in my life, and the first thing I learned when I was 16 years old, let me tell you what my family did with me. I was 16, and they said, "Okay, we're gonna give you $1 to go to school with." I said, "$1? What do you mean you give me $1?" They gave me $1 every day. You know what? You know what I did? They said you need to get a job. That happened for one day. On the second day, I went to go find a job. I found one. By the end of the week, I was working. So what did that do? From that day on, I never went more than 1 year without working. From when I was 16 years old, right? So what that instilled in me was discipline, because I then went to school and did these things with a job, because my father came to me and said, "Get another $1." And I knew he meant it. And my mother said it too. And I knew they both meant it. And from there on, I had my own money, and I meant it. I meant it. I was the same way. I would get my money, go to eat at places by myself, wouldn't even go with my friends because they didn't have any money. Like, seriously, I was doing grown things on my own because of my parents, which was mostly instilled by my father. And she didn't have that. So guess what? Now she's 21 and ruined. Because if I would have been in that situation at 21, I would have made it.
If you are homeless, living out of your car, or just short on money, consider getting a gym membership to Planet Fitness. For $10 a month, you can get a place to shower and work out daily. That's 33 cents a day for good hygiene and exercise. Not to mention, they also have clean water, so you can fill up a gallon jug or your water bottle and take it with you. This is not sponsored, I just think it's good to know.
No, it's very good to know, and that's planned. A lot of people they plan homelessness. Seriously, you can plan it, and then when you plan it, you're in a better position. Let me explain. Some people, even women, do it. They say, you know what? I'm going to plan and go homeless. Say maybe 2 months. Say they'll save up their money, right? Won't spend money on things because they live in a car. And what they'll do is they'll turn their car on at night and be in the cold, but have gas on, right? Like they do things like that, and they'll be fine. They'll be good off. They'll go to the gym, shower. I've known people do that before, and then during the day they go to work, or then after that they'll go do other things. But still, that's planning it. You can plan it, and you'll be much better off.
Okay, so if you're only just seeing this video for the first time, I am homeless, living in the UK at the moment, staying in a hotel, and this is part 2 to my story time. So if you want to head over to part 1 to catch yourself up before watching this one. But yeah, so after everything that has happened and stuff, moving around and things, I did reach out to the council. Of course, I got given priority, which was brilliant. It was a bit of a battle, but obviously they had to make sure that I was genuine and everything. My social workers were very heavily involved and things. But I did get a Band-Aid priority, which is amazing, and I'm so grateful for, again. But obviously, because of my situation, I did unfortunately end up in temporary accommodation because there is a housing crisis. And I've had a lot of comments of people saying, why can't you just go and get a flat, or get this, get that, or I had a lot of comments about my lashes and my nails. Not that it's anybody's business, but I do only pay for my nails, which is only £25, and I get them done once a month, if that. So that £25 a month that I spend on nails isn't going to pay my rent, darling. I'm so sorry, but it isn't. And my lashes and my hair get done for free because all my friends are in the beauty industry. Not that it was any of your business, but I thought I had to clarify that. So me getting this done, for me, I have to keep up appearances for my job, because my job is very important to me, because it's all I have. It's my only source of income. I don't have any support from any family or anything like that. So I have to look after myself. I have to keep up appearances for it, because I also want to spread awareness that not every homeless person looks the same. Like, the amount of comments I had of people with children in the same situation as me, living in a hotel, and there's no stability, there's nothing. I don't know where I'm going to be staying next week. People telling me I'm not homeless. Well, where's my home then? If I'm claiming to be without a home, and you're claiming that I am with home, please give me one. Just because I've got a roof over my head doesn't mean I've got a home. And that's all I'm trying to do. I said from the beginning, I'm putting this out so that I can look back on it as my own personal journey, and if you want to come along with me, you can do. So your negativity is not wanted here, let's just say that. But I'm trying really hard. I am on the council. They are, on this question, they are funding my stay. However, they did say, you know, they maybe need a bit of, what's the word? My brain's going fuzzy. Contribution towards the end of my stay, hopefully when I'm getting closer to getting somewhere. They did say, you know, if it is a long time, we may ask for a contribution, which of course I said I'm more than happy to do so. But yeah, so this is my story. If you guys do want to know more, obviously there's a lot more to it, but yeah, if you want to stick around, please do, and come along with me on my journey, and hopefully see me go from nothing to having everything. It's like rags to riches, but in real life, you know what I mean? But thank you so much for all the support I've had, guys, and I love you all, and I'm excited to see where we go. Yay!
That's the TikToks now in real life, right? That's the new thing. Who knows? Maybe she get popular, but I wouldn't watch. I don't want to watch anyone who's homeless.
Alright, so now that I'm somewhat feeling like myself again, let me explain to you the reason why I got kicked out the house this time. Me and my brother were discussing if Jersey legalized marijuana, maybe it can bring down some of our state taxes. And so my stepmother proceeded to start talking about how everybody who smokes marijuana goes on to do hard drugs, which 100% isn't true. So of course I'm like, I have to disagree with you on that one, because everybody who's ever tried marijuana has never gone on to do harder drugs. So she started talking about her mom, how she started with marijuana and proceeded on to harder drugs. So I casually giggled and like, well, it's a crackhead. The running joke in my family is that my step-grandmother is crackhead. Well, for whatever reason, my stepmom didn't take too kindly to that this time and started freaking out. Talk about, you guys getting a second car. You can't get a second car while you live here. You're not allowed to have another car registered to my house. My car is still registered to Kentucky. Well, she didn't like that I told her that, and she basically said, well, then you and your fiance and your baby can get the out part two.
You shouldn't be there anyway.
Hey y'all, so I've received many comments over the past couple of days like, is this your choice? Why are you doing this? Can you stay with family? So today I wanted to answer a few common questions on why I am homeless and living in my car. The first reason is financial freedom. I was paying $14.50 for rent alone, and to renew my lease would have been $1,800. So every 2 months I'm paying management $3,000, and to renew my lease I would have been paying $3,600, and they're not updating anything, and that just didn't sit right with me. My second reason was my mental health. Relying on people that weren't helping, having my own other personal bills on top of rent and everything else, it just became very draining. Third reason is past and present, meaning I want to pay off my past debt, which is only a credit card, and my parents, and the future. I want to be able to save my money, travel the world,
Take notes, Emily.
and buy a house. Like and go to part 2 to hear the rest.
Save money and travel the world. Like, why do you need to do that? Just get out of debt and move on and live a happy life.
So I'm just going to give you a little insight to how I lay down in my car. Living in my car in LA, I usually block this with that mat and my mirror. I blocked the window with a pillow, and then I blocked the front when I sleep with that blanket, and then this blocks this window. Got all my clothes and things down there, and boom. This is the inside. I have all my food and snacks and just little things up in here. But my car stays clean. It's a decent view tonight, and we are in there.
Wow, there you go.
How I get ready for a first date as a homeless nomad who lives in her car full time. First things first, we're going to struggle on figuring out where to put the camera while I try to get ready in this car. Ooh, will it stay? Okay, I'm going to put you guys right here. It may not be the best position because it's giving double chin, but as we know, some of the most non-flattering positions can be the best in the long run. All right, so this guy is a fly fishing guide, so he's outdoorsy, and then he is also an English literature major. I've never dated a fishing type guy, but you know, hey, there's a first time for everything. For the love of God, we are at that time of year where the biracial in me starts to look like a sugar cookie, so I think my foundation is going to end up being too dark, but we're just going to go with it. Oh, I am rushing because he got off work early and asked if we could go earlier, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. My girl math is telling me that since I can use Cottonelle wipes on my booty, then I can use it on my face. My closet. Purr.
Yes, you've seen it. A girl that's homeless just got ready for a date. Had some nice stuff on too. I've seen it all. That right there, I've seen it all. And most people would, and most women even. Well, a lot of women are doing that. They're getting used to it. But most people are not trying to live like that because they realize they know it's definitely more to life than doing something like that.
My point exactly.